But Mr. Larkin, I want to learn how to use more programs than just Word. Don't worry, I have Excel for you. We're going to learn how to make some graphs. So, you made a graph on paper, but it needs to be in your lab report. So instead of just tearing it out and stapling it in, which would look we're going to actually learn how to type it up. So I've already got my pressure and my volume data typed up. So what I'm going to do, notice how I have X and then Y. This is X, then Y. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to insert charts, and in charts I'm going to hit scatter. And I'm just going to pick this one. Don't pick any with the lines, okay? And boom, I've got a chart. But it's still not beautiful enough. So you click on the chart and then go to Chart Layouts and click this one. So now it's got an axis title, axis title. You actually don't need the legend because there's only one data set, so you can just click this and then hit delete. Now we need to label our axes. So I'm going to click once in the y-axis, and I remember the y-axis is the volume, so I'm going to write volume, and then in parentheses I'm going to write the unit. The unit is really important. No naked numbers, even in graphs, especially in graphs. So the volume was milliliters, so M, capital L, close parentheses. So I've got the y-axis labeled. Now I'm going to label the x-axis. The x-axis was the total pressure, and it was in mmHg. Okay. But I'm still not done. Now I'm going to make the title more descriptive. So we can do this just as y as a function of x. So volume as a function of total pressure. Now that is a good looking title right there. Alright. Notice how it starts at 0. We always want it to start at 0. It did that automatically, so we don't need to worry about anything. And if this was your chart, I would be happy with it. But I know you guys. You want more, don't you? So we can actually add a trend line. So if you right-click, you have to right-click on one of your points, you can go down to Add Trend Line. So let's click that sucker. Clicked. Oh my gosh. Look at all these options. So we have to pick the option that represents our graph. Well, it's not linear. That's obviously not a straight line. It curves. It's not exponential. It's like a 1 over x thing, which is actually a power. It's x to the -1, because then you do the reciprocal. It doesn't matter. Okay, don't worry about this. And then we're just going to do display equation on chart and display our squared value. So here's our equation. Y equals 30,400 x to the -1, so that's over x basically, right? And then it has this r squared. The r squared is called a correlation coefficient. I know, that's fun to say, right? Correlation coefficient. You can make a song out of it. Correlation coefficient. Okay, maybe not. So anyway, the closer it is to 1, the better fit the trend line is. So here, I made this data using a calculator. So it's perfect. It's exactly 1. Yours will most likely not be exactly 1. But the closer it is, so 0.99, 0.95, those are really good fits. If you ever have something that's like 0.5, that's a really bad trend line. Okay. So you can resize this. You can make it beautiful if you want. You know, maybe we want it more square or something. And then I've got to drag this over here. Now it definitely doesn't look like a straight line, right? Because it's more square. All right, so you've got your beautiful graph, and you're ready to put it inside your Word document. So that's going to be my next video.